Yeah, hello. I am Godiva, and welcome back to my page, wherever you will be watching from, whether from TikTok, YouTube, wherever, or here on Facebook. You're most welcome. So, just as you know, if you have been following me all this while, you see that I've been discussing on faith, mental well-being and relationship series. I've been on faith, relationship and mental well-being series, and this one I will be number three of the faith, relationship and mental well-being series. And today, in particular, if you see my face going this way, it's just to have, when you have some bullet points, some things that will help you recall what you want to say. So today you can see, today we're going to be talking about the hidden cost of people pleasing. The hidden cost of people pleasing. And you might be wondering, how is people pleasing related to faith, mental health and relationship? And this is what we are going to be discussing today. So, well, if you're new to this platform, I'm Godiva. I am a counselor, so I support individuals with various mental health challenges or various life challenges, in walking through rather various life challenges to help them manage the challenges effectively in a way that they keep on driving healthily, especially in their mental well-being. And of course, if you're mentally sound, you can also function in every aspect of your life. Your mental well-being plays a great role to your productivity, and knowing that life challenges is inevitable. It's totally inevitable. You meet with situations that are really difficult, that really put you on a strain. These are not something we all can escape from, so it's very good to have that safe space where you can always explore this thoughts and all of this. And sometimes you might even wonder, even us as counselors, we also have counseling. So you see how much, because we are all human, so it's very important you look at for your mental health. And if you're interested to learn tips or learn topics or listen to discussion, real life discussions like this on mental well-being, then you can consider joining this platform from wherever you're watching from. You can follow the page, give it a like to help me know that someone is benefiting, and that means it's good to make much more videos because someone is benefiting from it. So that's a joy, that's a fulfillment. So don't fail to give it a like and also follow my page, or if you're watching from the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just like I said, what we're going to be discussing today is we're talking about the hidden cost of people pleasing, and now relating this to mental well-being, faith and relationship, we can see that just day to day, if you have ever experienced it, you see that if you love to put people first, if you love to please other people at the expense of you, at the expense of being yourself, you're trying to fit in. There is that place of sacrifice, yes. There is that place of compromise, yes. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is the aspect of you losing your identity, losing your entire self, your likes, being your authentic self, just because you want to receive some upload from people, or you want some people to like you, to appreciate you, or you want to fit in a particular group. This is very detrimental to you as a person, to your faith, to your mental health, and in the long run, to your relationships. And I'm going to be starting with the mental health. Please ensure to stick through to the end, because you never know where you'll benefit the most, and you'll benefit as I keep going. You will get much value from it. So if you love to ask questions, because I'm live on Facebook. I usually come live on Facebook weekly. So if you like to ask questions on why I'm making this topic, why I'm talking about it, you can consider joining my Facebook page. The link will be in the description section from wherever you're watching from. And if you're on Facebook, you might consider joining. So this will enable you ask questions, make some reactions, or say whatever you want to say, contribute as I keep talking or as the section is going on. Okay, so mental well-being, You being a people pleaser, it increases your level of stress. Yes, it increases that level of stress. That sense of wanting to fit in. I want to please this person. I don't know how this person will feel about me. I don't know if I should smile. I don't know how she is going to perceive me. If I should talk, I don't know how he is going to perceive me. If I should act, if I should be mean, I don't know how he's going to perceive me. So you're putting yourself in a level of tension of how do I act? How do I fit in? What do I do? Because you're pushing yourself out of your own being you to being someone else. So it comes with a level of stress because you're thinking through it. It's a lot of emotions in this, and truly it can cause anxiety. It can cause your stress. The next point here is loss of identity. Yes, that's very correct. Loss of identity. If you are, just as I've been explaining, you don't have an identity, just as I've been explaining. If you're quick to join, to be like someone else, you're in the habit of wanting to be, meet other people's needs, other people's desire, other people, become other people rather than yourself. Lose your identity just to make sure you fit in to becoming other people. This can result in you feeling confused about who are you really? Who am I really? You get to think, because you don't know who you are. Assuming you meet this particular group, you're trying to conform to be that group, to fit into the people in that group. Assuming you meet with another group altogether, you see yourself trying to fit in to meet with that group. If you see yourself meeting with an individual, you're trying to fit in to be like the individual. It leads you to loss of identity. And of course, just like I mentioned, and relating to the initial one I said of stress and anxiety, it causes emotional exhaustion. Yes, it causes emotional exhaustion. Yeah, because when you're constantly trying to please others, you feel stressed, and this over time it leads you to burnout. You come back home, when you are just on yourself, you see that you're not fulfilled, you're not really happy, because it's like you're not your real self. You're just trying to fit into every individual. You understand? So that leads to emotional burnout, and it's you don't want to be in that place. The next one is it lowers your self-esteem. It does, because you prefer getting, assuming someone tells you you do something nice and someone says appreciates you, your satisfaction is basically coming from the external validation. Even though yes, the external validation is good, it's not bad, but you will see that you are much more satisfied when you hear people say appreciate you, celebrate you. And when you do something good, that even though what you did was great, was amazing, was beautiful, worth celebrating, but because maybe some other person spoke down on it, disregarded it, made it look like nothing, you will just lose your whole self. In fact, you might end up regretting, why am I like this? Why did I do this? Why did I do this? I shouldn't have done this. And the reason you're saying you shouldn't have done this is not because you saw an area you maybe needed to improve, or whatever it is. Even assuming you saw an area you needed to improve on, assuming you now saw an area you needed to improve on, it's even a well done for you to make a step and still look for other areas for you to improve on. None of us is perfect. Even the video I'm making is not perfect. The word itself is not perfect. But of course we know that our perfection comes from Christ and comes from the Holy Spirit. Just as we walk with Him, we become perfect in Him. But outside of God, we can't say we're perfect. We make mistakes, we grow, we learn. We are human. Even in Christ, we keep growing, we keep learning. Even in Christ, we keep growing, we keep learning. That's because it's only God that is perfect, all-knowing. We are not designed in that way. Okay, so it's even a bonus for you to see areas you did well, areas you didn't do well, and appreciate your strengths and work on your weaknesses. Still appreciating your whole being, whether it's your weakness, your strength, appreciating, I've seen this area. Thank God I've seen this area that I need to improve on, and I know I'm going to be the best self. Okay, so but you see that your drive when you're a people pleaser is coming from the external, and this is easy for you to feel. You make it very you make yourself vulnerable to criticism. You make yourself vulnerable to rejection. Not everyone will accept you, and it's okay. You don't even need everyone to accept you. It's a burden. It is. But when you through your self-esteem, when you lose yourself and you're just a people pleaser, when people don't like you, when people criticize you, it shatters you. And maybe if people reject you, they don't want to work with you, you feel bad. You feel not okay. You understand? You don't even need, just like I said, you don't need everyone to work with you. And it's okay. It's totally okay. The right people will come to you. The right people will appreciate you. The right people will correct and criticize you rightly. Constructive criticism won't come in a form of to criticize you, to rubbish your work, to rubbish you as a person. No, the right people won't do that. The right people will not reject you. So if your work, no matter how imperfect you are, the right people will not reject you. Okay, so even while you're focused on being the person God has made you to be, it's very important that you know that you can't be accepted by everyone, and you only need the right people around you. You only need them. You don't need a whole everyone. You don't need crowds. You don't need everyone. Okay, even as much as you appreciate people, you love people, but you know that you don't expect everyone to like you. But this you cannot achieve if you are a people pleaser, okay? Because you feel shattered. He didn't like me. He didn't invite me. She didn't invite me. She doesn't smile at me. He doesn't smile at me. You feel shattered, okay? Now we'll go over to the relationship aspect. So we see that you have imbalanced relationships, all right? So you can see that you can be in a relationship where it's more like you're giving, always giving and not receiving. It's not a balanced relationship because you're trying to please, always please, and you're not ready to be yourself so that the other people can know you and also know that, oh, Jane doesn't like this, or what's one name will I use? Whatever name. Let me still stick to the Jane. Jane doesn't like this. Or Peter doesn't like this. So you are in a relationship where your voice is not heard. No, you just keep pleasing. You keep pleasing. It's not balanced. You will land yourself to imbalanced relationship. The next one, you're going to find it difficult to set boundaries. Yes, you won't have boundaries. And if you don't set boundaries, people are going to match on you. People are going to disrespect you. All right? There's one saying, was it a quote I saw somewhere? I think someone said, he will not, is it he or she? Let me just say, maybe he. I can't remember clearly. But that quote sticks to my mind, the meaning. So if what the person was saying, let me explain to it. Let me just paraphrase, explain. I can't remember the exact words. He will not force people to maybe to walk with him, to be his friend, or to respect him, but he will not allow anyone to disrespect him. I don't know if I made this clear, if I complicated it for you. Okay, what it simply means is anyone can choose to be, like, they can choose not to like you, and that's okay. They can choose to walk away, and that's okay. They can choose to do anything, but what the person was teaching us here was, he will not let anyone disrespect me. And what that the only area you can achieve that is setting boundaries. Is setting boundaries. You understand? Let me say, for instance, you keep reaching out to people. You keep reaching out. And you just, maybe there's certain people when you say you send text messages and your text message stays for days, for months, or after a long time the person replies and it's like, I'm busy. Everyone is busy. What you have to understand is, okay, maybe, who knows, and it's okay, he has his own, he or she has his life going on for him or her, and this particular engagement doesn't necessarily mean that you see the person as an enemy. No, but you keep that distance. Okay, you let the person be. You let the person, whenever the chat comes up, fine. Whenever it doesn't, fine. But it's not like you're angry or you start sending loads and loads of messages. You must speak to me. Why are you not talking to me? You do this, or do this. No, you understand, other people have their lives as well. It's not all tied around you. So you keep healthy boundaries, and also you save yourself from unhealthy relationships. But if you are a people pleaser, you cannot keep a healthy relation. You can't keep your boundaries. You don't. Everything goes for you. Anyone can treat you anyhow. Anyone can speak to you anyhow, and you will still keep chasing after them. You will still keep running after them, and not keeping that boundary. Yeah, you love them, you do this, but you let them live their lives good, in a good way. It's not that you left them, anything bad should happen to them. No, they should succeed, they should be okay. But you also focus on your life, but keep that healthy boundary that will avoid you being like a pest, or you being like, you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. It can be different examples for, I just thought of this example, but if you can relate to what I'm saying, you can have different examples to fit into it as well. But keeping boundaries is very important, and being a people pleaser will hinder you from doing that. Yeah, and in turn, of course, people will take advantage of your kindness, of your love, of your everything, because there's no healthy boundary. You're not showing them how to you're not showing them how to treat you, so they can do anything because they feel it goes, and that's very unhealthy. So the next one is you will have inauthentic connections. So of course, you know what I mean, but the connections you're having are not legit. They are not authentic. They are not deep. They are not deep because you're trying to hide your true self. Some persons might just like you. Let me say, for me, I'm a Christian. I'm an unapologetic child of God. I'm not religious. I'm not. Right? And assuming, let me say, for example, assuming that me being a Christian and me being whoever I am, I love who I am. I appreciate the woman God is building me to become. Am I perfect? No. But appreciate me. Okay? But what if, assuming I don't, and I encourage you to do same for you, because you're unique, you're wonderful, you're amazing, you're special, everything beautiful, because God made you wonderfully well. Okay? So, but assuming you don't have that, you don't have that real self. When someone meets with me, just as I'm giving the example, if the person knows that, oh, this lady, she's always mentioning God in her teaching, in her whatever it is, she's always, she's a Christian or whatever. I work with everybody regardless of their religion. But assuming now someone comes to me and say, oh, maybe I'm from this other, I'm not religious, and I don't appreciate you, I don't want to work with you. That's fine. That's fine. Do I love the person? Yes, I love the person. Regardless of religion, I'm okay with all the relationship. But should I change myself to fit into who the person wants me to be? Never. Never. A million, billion times. Never. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if you don't have your identity, if you're someone who loves to please people, you don't appreciate yourself. You're not your authentic self. You will bring people who don't really are not really true, we don't have deep connections with you. Because assuming, for example, I appeared to be someone that is maybe of the person's kind of belief, I saw the person, I felt like, okay, let me form to the person, let me become like the person. Maybe I like what he likes, try to pretend to like what he likes, and maybe what he or she like, can be any sex he or she likes, or what, so that she can accept me. The person can accept me, but the person accepted me because he thinks I am this. So you see, that connection is not deep. It's not authentic, because the person didn't love me for me. He loved me for who he thinks I am, which in reality, I am not. So you have to be your true self, so that people who come to you, people who love you, who appreciate you, they love you for who you are. They just love you for who you are. Even as much as you keep growing, you keep developing. Of course, we all keep growing. We all do keep growing. So let it not look like you're the only one behind. No, everyone is growing at different pace, and that is okay. All right. So the next one now is conflict avoidance. So if, assuming you're just like people pleaser, you will try all your possible best to avoid conflict, even though it's, let me say, misunderstanding. Even though you know that it's okay to talk about that, to have that misunderstanding, to come to a particular conclusion, you avoid it because you don't want anything that will cause any issues. So you will keep blending, keep being anyway, just more like chameleon. You're in a green grass, the person turns to a green. You're red grass, red grass turns to red. You're not your true self. That is not good for you. Okay. Now the next one, I've talked about how it connects to, how it impacts your mental health. I've talked about how it impacts your relationship. The next one I want to talk about is your faith. Your faith. Just imagine that just you are a Christian. This is, you have this, you have your belief, right? Your belief on a certain things, and you don't stand by it. You don't stand by it. You go to a crowd of people who don't believe in God, who don't believe in Jesus Christ, who don't love God or Jesus Christ. And you conceal, you're not forcing anyone to believe what you believe. You're not forcing anyone to love who you love. But you cannot conform. You cannot lose yourself in the process. So when you are a people pleaser, you will have a spiritual disconnect, because you're not being your authentic self. You're not living out your belief. You are just living in shadow of the particular environment you're in, or in shadow of the particular person you're in. That's just what you're living in. You don't want to say who you are, and over time it will reduce your spirituality. It will just, of course, you know what to expect, right? And you know, it can bring some sense of guilt, shame, and what that particular, of course, is, assuming you're not being your true self. When you have that time to yourself, in your calm moments, when you're alone, your mind will tell you you're not being yourself. You'll feel guilt. Yeah, you're a Christian. Why didn't you be you? Why didn't you just be you? When everyone was expressing themselves or talking about themselves, why were you not happy to talk about you and be proud to express this is who you are, or this is what you believe, or whatever it is? You feel that guilt. You feel that shame, because, you know, you're losing yourself all up, and you won't be happy. You won't be. So the next one is compromised values. Compromised values. Assuming you believe, as a Christian, you know that cheating is bad. That you stay within people. It can be your workplace. Maybe as a student, you know cheating is bad. It can be anything. I'm just using this as an example. Then, but you are among people, let me say, the 99, everybody is as if they selected the people who cheats. They selected only the people who cheats, and you just happen to be the only different person at that moment. will you be able to stand and know that I don't like this? But if you're a people pleaser, you can achieve that. You will compromise, even though deep down you don't want to. But you don't want to misunderstand with anyone. You don't want people to hate you. You want everyone to accept you. You want everyone to like you. You want to please everybody, which is difficult. You can't do that. It will rather make you to compromise your values, to lose yourself. All right? And finally, we'll be talking about you relying on external validation. You will see yourself tilting more to doing only things that please people. Only things that please other people. Wherever you are, you will see yourself doing only things that please other people. Whether you find it, you are happy doing that, regardless of whether you're happy or you're not happy, you enjoy the activity, you don't enjoy the activity, you will just be a yes member. You will never want to say no. You will never say no. Yes to everything. So just as we've gone through all of this, you see, it is very important, even in your faith, in your mental well-being, and in your relationship, that you maintain your authentic self. It is very important that you are your real self. It will help you attract just the right people for you. It will help you build meaningful connections. It will help you grow, live a fulfilled life. It will reduce the mental strain that comes with pleasing people, seeking external validation. Because when you do something, not because you want people to please you or you want anyone to acknowledge you, even when they don't acknowledge you, you're still okay in yourself. Why? Because your validation wasn't external, it was internal. I hope you got a ton of value from this video. Keep in mind that I make videos every time on Facebook, and do give the video a like if you found it interesting, and also follow or subscribe to my channel if you're watching from the YouTube, or follow my page and wherever you're watching from. Don't fail to drop your comments or your questions or whatever you feel you would like to ask. Remember, I'm a counselor, I'm Godiva. If you want to maybe get in touch, you want to know, you feel you're going through challenges and you feel you need to have a one-on-one conversation beyond what I teach here or whatever I share with you here, then you're fine. That's totally fine for you to reach out to me via the DM, or you can visit the website, my website. You'll get the descriptions. You'll get the link in the platform descriptions, okay? And if you want to engage in a live chat, to ask questions, just like I mentioned earlier, do follow my Facebook page so you can ask questions directly. Remain safe. Remember, I make videos weekly, so you can always check in to know when I've done a video, or you turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I make new videos. All right, I'll see you next week. Remain safe, or possibly I can make another video this week. It's based on live activities, how when I have a little time I just chip in to make the video. So that is it. It's not really very consistent, so if I'm able to make this week, I will definitely do. But if not this week, I'll definitely see you next week. Till then, look out for yourself. I celebrate you. I appreciate you. You are amazing. Identify yourself. It's not about what I even say about you. What I say doesn't matter. It doesn't count. What counts is who you are, what you say to yourself. Acknowledge yourself, find yourself, and know that God has made you to be unique, to be wonderful. And if you're struggling, you can reach out for support, and I'll be here to support you. Take care now. I will see you next time. Bye.